Hi, and welcome to another daily devotion. Today I'm going to continue on James chapter 1, verse 4. I'll do the second part of verse 4, but let me reread verse 4. And it says, "But let patience have its perfect work, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking nothing." Now I just want to bring out what this word perfect means. It's rather interesting. Just let me read it as we go on. This word perfect means developed into a consummating completion by fulfilling the necessary process. Isn't that interesting? There is a process in our Christian walk, and God requires us to endure these things and these tests and trials, because it's going to develop us. It's going to build us in our Christian character. And someone said to me one day, "Well, what's the big deal? Why do we have to grow in our Christian character?" Well, the reason is it's for other people, so that you and I, we become better and more effective witnesses for Christ, because our Christian character has been developed and being developed. So we know when to keep our mouth closed and when to speak, that we don't take offense, that we don't return insult for insult with people, that people look at us and see, hey, there's something different about this person. And when they see developed Christ-like character in each and every one of us, I tell you what, that is one of the most powerful messages that we will ever preach without words, just them seeing how we conduct ourselves. And so it goes on to say that this perfection is a spiritual journey. And so, in other words, it's speaking about continuing, that being perfected. And what is the very thing here in context, James chapter 1, that is perfecting us? And what it is the persecution, the tests, and the trials. And it goes on to say, it means this word perfect, leading to completeness of Christian character. And so, this is exactly where it's at. God knew in his wisdom, God did not stir up the tests and trials and persecution against us, but he knew that while we live in this world, that we are going to suffer persecution, because we are proclaiming the name of Christ. We have the Spirit of God living in us, which is in conflict to the spirit of this world, the Antichrist spirit. And so there's a spiritual war going on 24/7. And I tell you, the day that you and I, that we stand up to be counted for Christ, living as a Christian, guess what? You're going to be persecuted. And persecution in itself, in the book of James, it teaches us how to deal with persecution, how to navigate through this without losing our cool, if you like. And so it says here that if we maintain this steadfastness, we maintain this walk, that we will endure this process of being perfected, this Christian character being developed in our life. And so, speaking about Christ-likeness. And, a person said to me one day, "I just want to be just like Jesus." And I remember thinking about it, and you know what? Being just like Jesus, yeah, there's some good signs that people think that, yeah, I'd like to, to walk like that, but how about the persecution, being persecuted even unto death? And so, it does carry two sides of the coin there. But it also says lacking nothing. That actually means not falling behind in anything. And, it's amazing how sometimes that part of Scripture can be used in the prosperity gospel. But here, it's speaking about not lacking anything, not lacking any Christian virtue or Christian character. That's exactly what it means. I tell you what, the Christian church, when they were through that persecution here in the book of James, the last thing that was on people's minds at that present time was prosperity as far as money was concerned. Because you know what? At the end of the day, what tests us is being tested is our faith. And our faith to continue and to not fade away, not fall away in the things of God. And so join me tomorrow. We're going to continue on verse 5, and I think this is really interesting. It just gets deeper and deeper. And remember again that the book of James here, I believe, is so important that we understand the true message here in the book of James, because it's referring to the persecuted church, and especially us today in this day and age that we live in. And there is so much wisdom that we can glean from the book of James that's going to and will help us to maintain our effectiveness as Christians in this dark and dying world. So join me again tomorrow, and be blessed, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.